Hi everyone. In today's video, let us work on a real-world project using Microsoft Power BI. This project is more useful for people who recently completed Power BI training and they are looking for a real-world example so that they can get a hands-on on the topics they learned as part of the training. In this example, we will be exploring the unclaimed deposits with the banks. So before working on this project, let us understand first what are the unclaimed deposits in the first place. So as per Reserve Bank of India guidelines, balances in any savings or current accounts which are not operated for the past 10 years or term deposits which are not claimed within the 10 years from the date of maturity should be classified as unclaimed deposits. So the main reason for these balances are either people not closing their accounts when they are not using them, or else there can be certain scenarios where the account holder is deceased and the nominees or legal heirs are not claiming those amounts. So because of that, we are seeing that the balances in these deposits are increasing with each year. Okay. Now, to get the unclaimed deposits data, we can get this data from the Reserve Bank of India site. This is a open data. We can download it from their site. So this is the place where we can download this data. If you go to this website, you can search for unclaimed. It will give all the available data sets with it. Okay, let me search for it. Yeah. Here you can see that in the result set, we can download the data set whichever we need. So let me download this file. Okay, first it will show the data in their website itself. If we want to understand the data or if you want to play with that, we can do using their interface. Otherwise, we can download the entire data set. In our case, let us download the data set so that we can explore it using Power BI desktop tool. Yeah, now this page rendered the report. You can see that it is organizing the data based on the number of years here. And if you want to download this data set, we can download it from the export option. Otherwise, you can see, if you want to simply understand the data, you can interact with it and try to get insights from it. You can see that it is organizing by bank wise and based on the deposit category as well: current account, savings account, fixed deposits, and at the end it is showing the total unclaimed deposits. Okay, and for each bank category also it is showing the subtotals. So let me download this data set. Once you click on this export button, it will open a different page where we can select our format and download the data. See, we can either download it in the form of report or we can download the data set. I'm downloading the data set here. If we click on export, the download will start. Yes, dataset has been downloaded. Let us load this file into Power BI desktop and start our analysis. Let me add a page here. Okay, since our downloaded file is Excel, let me import the data. Now, Power BI tool is trying to load that data into Power Query so that we can proceed with our data transformations. We can preview our data here. Let us see what columns we have here. So we have a fiscal year and a bank SK column. I think this is related to bank name, and we have a bank name and the bank group name. So bank name to which group it is associated to, and data start effective date, end effective date, and calendar year for that fiscal year, deposit values, and deposit display order, deposit hierarchy level 1. So this is nothing but deposit category across which the data was arranged in the previous report. So it's a deposit code and a level 2, deposit level 2, deposit description. These are some additional grouping of the bank names. And interestingly, we have a unit description wherein the amounts are either in crores, they were in multiple units. Either we can use actuals or lakhs, billions, and crores as well. Yeah. Next, we have that unit in numbers. So let us transform this data a little bit before going ahead with our visualization. Now Power Query editor opened and it applied already few steps so that that Excel file which we loaded can have its proper column names and data set. So you can see that all the columns got loaded, and the first transformation what I want to do is I want to filter out records with unit description as actuals, because the aggregation I can do at visualization level to display it either at millions, crores or lakhs. So let me filter out the data. I'm selecting only actuals. Click OK. Done. Now we need to see if we need to apply filters on any other column. Here level 1 hierarchy, right? Let us see if we have anything here. So in the report which we have seen, right, they are clubbing this all categories amounts into total unclaimed deposits. Since the columns are in unpivoted form, right? So if we consider this record, this total also gets added twice in the visualization. So I'm removing this. Okay. Now let us see if we have anything else in the deposit description. It's amount outstanding, incidental charges, interest credited, number of accounts. All these are in unpivoted way, and the amount we are getting for each row. So what we need to do is we need to pivot this data so that we can use these individual dimensions as columns. Let me do that. So in the transform, we can go to pivot. So before pivoting this data, let us fetch only the columns which we need actually. So there are many columns here and I want to analyze this data only across few dimensions. So let us complete that step before pivoting this dimension into measures. So here we can choose columns. So I want to take only few columns out of this. I'm considering fiscal year, bank name, bank group name, then deposit values, deposit hierarchy level 1, deposit description, and unit description units are not required because we filtered out the data only for one value. And I want to uh, take the calendar year as well. So let me click OK. See, only columns which we selected got loaded here. Then I want to pivot the data based on deposit description here. I'm selecting deposit description, and if I go to transform and pivot column, it is asking for what is the value column so that it can aggregate the information. It is based on deposit values. I'm clicking OK. Now data has been pivoted. You can see that earlier we have amount outstanding, number of accounts, and other two columns are available as rows. Now they are available as columns. So now we have the data at our required granularity. So let us load this data and start our visualization. I'm clicking close and apply so that it is available for the visualization. We can see that all the transformations we did in the Power Query, the columns which we selected are available in the right side data pane. Now we can start our visualization. Before doing that, let us understand what kind of analysis we are planning to do. So here, based on the dimensions available, I have listed out a few points uh, which we can visualize. Okay, first I want to see the total outstanding deposit uh, for the latest year, and the total number of accounts for the latest year, and average deposit per account for the latest year. And next one, I want to create one visual which gives us outstanding deposit by deposit category, and another visual which gives us outstanding deposit by bank name. And I want to do this only for the top 5 banks. Then I want to create a trend line which gives us the outstanding deposit number of accounts and average deposit based on year. And finally, I want to create one more visual which can give us ad hoc analysis so that if we want to create any dynamic visualization, right, that we can achieve. So in th- with if we have to map these analysis points to the specific visuals available in Power BI, first three we can use card visual, and for the deposit category analysis we can use a donut chart. Whereas for bank name, top 5 bank names, we can use a horizontal bar chart. Then for the trend line, we can use a line chart. And with respect to ad hoc analysis, we can make use of Q&A visual available in the Power BI. So let us proceed with our task then. Here you can see that the numeric fields available in the data are already given a implicit aggregation. So for example, time, calendar year, it is a numeric field. So Power BI is trying to sum it up by default. So I'm just removing this to don't summarize. Yeah, and I want to rename the few fields as well. Let me do that. So I'm changing bank group name to group name, and deposit hierarchy level 1 to deposit category. Next we have a time calendar here that I want to rename it to year. Now, so based on the analysis which we are planning to do, we can see that we need three metrics for this. First one is outstanding deposit, next one is number of accounts, and third one is average deposit per account. So these three metrics I want to derive explicit measures because because using them we have a few advantages. So let us discuss about them. Basically, Power BI creates implicit measures wherever it sees a numeric field, but using explicit measures we can achieve few advantages, which are: first one, for example, I'm using amount outstanding in few visuals, and in future if our definition of amount outstanding is changing, then I need to go to each and every visual, and I need to replace the new definition which is derived in a measure that I have to replace in each and every visual. Now, if we create that as a different measure, right? Any changes in future also, we will be able to handle it gracefully without changing the visualizations. And the next point is, if you have to use this data set for analysis in different tools, let's say in analysis in Excel or Power BI report builder, then having external measures, we will be able to proceed with analysis without any changes to the data model. Otherwise, we need to put some more effort there to derive the same logic. So because of this, I'm proceeding with creating three more measures, which will give us amount outstanding, number of accounts, and average deposit. Let me create them quickly. Then let us change the format of this. Currently, it is showing as whole number, right? It is fine. Since it is a currency field, right? I want to assign Indian rupee for this. So if you scroll down, you will be able to see Indian currency. So we have rupee here. I'm selecting that. Now let me create a new measure for a number of accounts as well. Okay, now since this is a integer value, let me give comma separation as well. Now we need to create one more measure for the average deposit per account. So average deposit, which is nothing but division of both measures which we created earlier. Similar to outstanding deposit, we need to give currency format for average deposit as well. So I'm going to do the same. Now, as a final step, I want to use a custom theme for this report, which gives me my own color combinations, which I want to put to the visuals. For doing that, I'm going to View tab, and I'm going to browse for my theme. So you can click on Browse for themes. Here I'm selecting this custom theme. Yes, you can see that custom report theme has been imported now. We can start our visualizations. Now let us start with by creating a title for this. I'm taking one text box for that one. Okay, I'm going to type. Okay, and I want this to be size 36. Okay, if we feel that it is too bigger, let us take 32. Bold. I want this in white color, and want this in middle. Then I want to change the background color for this. So I want to use this color. Right. Now our title is completed. I want to give a little bit gap here and left and right. Right. Now next I want to change the background color for this canvas background color for this page. So transparency I'm removing. So I want to give this particular color. Okay. Now let us add our first three visualizations which we discussed about. I want to get the total outstanding deposit. So I'm placing that here. For this, I want to use a card visual. So I'm changing the visualization to a card. Now we are able to see the data in card visual. The problem is we are seeing the total unclaimed deposit for all the years, but I want to see only for the previous latest year. I mean, so let me create a slicer to filter out the data. I'm taking fiscal year in it. So if I scroll down, Yes. Now let it be here. Okay. Now let me take a copy of this card so that we can use it for accounts and average amount as well. So I'm taking this. Instead of outstanding deposit, I want to take the number of accounts. For average amount, I want to remove the outstanding amount. I am taking average deposit. So now we have these three visuals. Next, we need to take the outstanding deposit by deposit category. For that, I want to take a donut chart. I am taking deposit category and outstanding deposit for it. Okay. Let me quickly format this a little bit. In the legends, I want a legend in the bottom center. Then text, we can use it some 9. I don't want the title. Now this is looking fine now. Details, I don't want the value. I want only the percentage total. So let it me keep it here. Okay. And it comes to the title. Okay. Now I want to go for the next visual, which is top 5 banks contributing to this outstanding deposits. For this one, I'm taking a bar chart. I'm taking bank name and outstanding deposit in it. Now I want to only see the top 5 banks, so we can go to bank name, and instead of basic filter, I'm going to use top n. I want to use display top 5, and I'll keep the outstanding deposit here. Now if I apply filter, it will show only 5 banks. Yes, it is completed now. Yeah, let me move this a little bit. Okay. Okay. Now I want to create a trend line for all these three metrics. I'm taking a line chart. Here I'm taking number of accounts, average deposit, and outstanding deposit. Here you can see that we are seeing data only for 1 year because we applied that filter. Now I want to remove the interaction between this slicer and this graph. So for that I'm going to format tab, edit interactions. I'm going to select the slicer. Then I'm going to remove the interaction between these two. Let me check again. Okay, x-axis we need to consider the year column. That is why we are seeing only one straight line there. Okay, now we are getting the data. But the problem, you can see that outstanding deposit amount is huge. So where its scale is dominating the other two metrics. So how we can resolve this is by creating a field parameters so that each metric, when we click on that, the graph will automatically change. So let me create a field parameter and let me hide this slicer as well because we don't need this further. You can go to selection pane to hide or unhide any specific element. This slicer, I'm hiding it now. So I don't want the slicer selection pane. Yeah. Now let me create a field parameter. I'm going to call this as matrix, and I'm going to add number of accounts, outstanding deposit, and average deposit in it. It will automatically create a slicer as well. Yeah. Now we got this slicer. Now I want this. I want I want to use new slicer instead of the old slicer visual because I'll have more formatting options. Okay, okay, I'm changing its height. Now let me format this quickly. I don't want a title for this, so I'm removing that and slicer settings. It's a single select. So instead of rectangle, I want to use rounded rectangle. Then we have layout grid, everything I'm keeping it as it is. Next we have callout values where we have everything. I want to keep it as it is. If you want, we can change it at later point. Now comes to the buttons. If I select accounts, right, here the graph is going to change now. Okay, so I didn't use this metric in the graph. That is why it is not changing. Sorry for that. Let me quickly replace it. So I'm removing all these three metrics. Right. You can see that it is showing accounts by year now. If I select outstanding deposit, the graph is going to show the outstanding deposit based on the year. Right. Now let me move this slicer above here. Okay, we are not getting enough space. Let me reduce the graph size a bit. Right. Now let me format this a little bit further. Buttons, I want to keep this as an arrow, and fill type. Okay. And coming to the callout values, I want to mm, middle align them. Right. Now in buttons, when it is selected, I want to change the color to a different one. Now currently it is showing in black color. Let me change that. Yes. Again, now I want to give different colors for these graphs. The accounts is showing in blue color, right? Let me quickly change this. Now we can go to lines, and in the color section we can change it to a different color. For outstanding deposit, I'm going giving this color, and I'm going to enable the markers as well. Right. Just I want to keep 4 pixels instead of 5 pixels. Right. Now we have average deposit. For this one also I want to change it to a different color. We can make use of this one. Right. Now we can check again. Outstanding deposit, it's showing in a different color, and accounts is in a different color now. Now we completed all the visuals except one Q&A visual. Let me add that as well. So meanwhile, let it render. I'm going to format the cards visual in that meantime. So this one also I'm changing. Okay. Let me see the slicer ones. I'm thinking some values are looking appearing wrong. See, the latest year was not selected. Yes. So always we should be careful. If you are clicking on slicer somewhere, it might change the value. Now let me expand the QA visual as well. I'm just doing final formatting for the visuals. Right. Okay. Now let me give some options here. Right. One final thing that we need to do is we need to show for which fiscal year we are showing this data. So for that purpose, let me add a text box. Fiscal year. I want to insert a value from the fiscal year column. See, it is automatically is able to detect that value. Since our background is in a different color, right? I want to make change this to white color, and I want this in bold, right aligned. Right. Now we got the title as well. Now our dashboard is almost complete, but let us reconcile between different visuals here. If whatever the amounts they are showing are correct or not. We have total outstanding deposit as 399 billion. So and accounts as 123 million, right? If I come to this line graph and see, it is showing 123 million. So these graphs and these amounts are in line now. Then we can check the outstanding deposit as well. So if you check for the latest year, it is showing 399 billion. Average deposit, it's 3.25k. So now everything is looking fine. Now our visualization is completed. Now what we need to understand is what is the takeaway from this? What is the for our with our entire analysis? What we are gaining here? We are understanding that we have a total of close to 400 billion outstanding deposits, and the total number of accounts are 123 million, and average deposit per account is 3.25k. And if you see uh, from the total deposits, savings accounts are contributing to 74 percentage, close to out of that, and rest of the again another 6% is from current account, and 5% is from fixed deposits, and rest is from the other deposits. And these are the top five banks which are holding these deposits. And we can see that if with each year the number of accounts, outstanding deposit and average deposit, for few years it reduced, but again it is increasing. So so this is how the trend is. Okay, so I used a simple layout for this example with the same data set. If you can think of any different layout or combinations across multiple dimensions, right, you can analyze that. So that's it for this session. Thanks for watching this video.